Hello, friends. Welcome to this week's channeled message plus your pick a card oracle card reading. Before we get into that, we also have an exciting energy update because it is a new moon in Sagittarius, and I love understanding and learning about the moon's cycles and phases because it can help you plan your life and create in ways that are very pragmatic and grounding as we understand that the new moon that we are going through now is a time of planting seeds. We plant seeds in the dark soil and watch them come to life. By the time we reach the full moon, they are completely coming to fruition. Some of that energy that is backing our intentions and our growth and our learning experience really helps us in seeing how we are all connected to the energetics of everything in life. And when you understand that, you can start to use these outer forces that are out of our control to help you in your journey. I'll explain how this works with the new moon in Sagittarius in a minute, but if that is something that interests you and you have lately been feeling called to deepen your connection with your intuition or with source, and you need a daily practice and you really need some help being held accountable to that, or even having the structure in your life to make that happen, I would love to invite you to my new moon circle that is starting in January, where we will be meeting virtually for every new moon, and you will receive a recording on the full moon. But the purpose of this is to give you a grounded practice to apply in your life for intention setting, for growth, for healing. And you will learn how to work with the cycles of the moon and how you are supported by the universe, deepening your connection to source and awakening your psychic abilities even more, because the moon's energy is psychic. It is in the darkness, it is at night. That connection we have to the moon is our emotional feelings and the divine feminine. Whereas the sun is the opposite. You need light to grow any plant, but you also need the darkness and the fertile soil for any seed to have that incubation period. So when we see that full cycle of how things work in our life, we can let go a little more because we don't feel like things are out of control. We can't make things happen when we understand the cycle we are in. If this is something that is calling to you, click on the link below to sign up. And there's more information down there about when we get started and how it all works. Some of the themes that may be coming up for you right now because of the new moon in Sagittarius are really sighs of relief. Like you can breathe again. There's freedom, there's excitement, there's this exploration, this energy of wanting to start a new, maybe career, maybe try a new relationship, maybe bring in something new that is going to bring new life. If you are feeling this is an optimistic energy that is backing us. Don't be scared to try something new because you have this big energy pushing you forward. So use this new moon in Sagittarius to plant the seeds of intention for that new project or that new thing that you would love to see in your relationship blossom. Maybe you would like to go on a vacation. This is a perfect time to start exploring that and planting that seed. By the time we come through the full moon in December, we'll see what all took place in the growth that happened through those phases. Keep these themes in mind for growth, expansion, exploration, freedom, as I give you this channeled message and as you hear your pick a card oracle card reading, because it will all help you intuitively open up by seeing how these messages correlate with your life in particular. This is the guidance that you have been asking for. I believe that 100%. I am here to serve as a channel, as a guide for people who are seeking guidance and help to empower themselves by coming to know their truth and strengthening their intuition. So let's start with the channeled message for today. I picked one card with one word. The word is patience. You see the photo there, the painting of the angel knitting. And I would like to say something about this patience. I'm just going to tune in and open your heart to receive this message now. When you hear this word patience, it may bring up an angst feeling inside of you, anxiety or jitteriness, or it might bring up the very opposite feeling of impatience. When we are learning patience, we are having an active experience, which is not what we are used to thinking about when we hear the word patience. I want to give you an example of what this means. Right now in your life, if you feel like you are stuck, like you cannot move forward, or that you are waiting on someone or something outside of you before you can move forward in your life, think of it this way. This is a very active process for some of you. You are learning how to be in a receptive mode. You may be learning how to receive when all you do is give of yourself. That may be what the lesson behind patience is for some of you who are watching this message. Some of you who are learning patience may be expanding and learning how to listen to others. It's very natural when someone is sharing a message with you and you have something similar in common and you get excited about it and you want to say, oh yeah, me too. I know exactly what you're talking about. And you cut them off and you start to tell your story because you're excited. How many of us have been there? I think all of us have. But if you are now being called to be more patient in your sharing and listening more and being the receiver of the conversation, learning how to hold space, learning that listening is a healing act. This is an active role that patience plays when you're sitting there and you know that you need to listen and you know that it's time for you, when it's time for you to speak, that's when you speak. That takes consciousness, that takes awareness, and it takes self-discipline. So if that's where you are right now, I want to say congratulations, because that is a whole different level of self-awareness than what you have had before, which means you are expanding in your ability to help people heal and yourself, because there has to be a balance in the giving and receiving. It may be strengthening your relationships and showing you a whole different side of how you can be in relation to people. And maybe you didn't have that before because you were never heard. And then growing up, you learned how to just constantly talk, 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 talk. And now you are asked to sit and listen. Be excited if this is where you are. Also, patience for the person who has been working so hard. If you have been working so hard at the thing that you are trying to achieve or the relationship that you are in, and you have not seen any rewards, be patient and know that there is a season of growth and harvest for every seed you have planted. So as you are patiently waiting, you may want to use this time to just reflect on the seeds that you have planted in the past, and you will get an idea of what rewards and harvests are going to be coming forward. So don't give up, don't walk away, don't throw in the towel, because it is going to come to fruition. You just have to be patient and waiting. Some of us are in a holding pattern right now, being patient with knowing what to do with our life next. If you've gone through transformation multiple times, you know what this feeling is and you understand it. But if you have not ever gone through a transformation period as strong as this one that you are going through now, when I say transformation, I mean you are shedding old skin and stepping into a new role, into a new life, into new partnerships, into new geographic locations where you have never been. So what you know of the past is now the past, and what you are experiencing as you take each step forward is new and different. So be patient with yourself in your exploration, in your learning process. Sometimes your mind is going to go back to comparing your old life with what you are experiencing now, but this message is to let you know that that is not going to do you any good, because what you're experiencing now is new. So be patient with learning where your life is headed. Some of you have been extremely patient and you're sick of hearing this message and you don't want to hear it anymore. And this is the message for you. You can be patient and still take action. Be patient in waiting and still take action. Allow yourself to think of things that you would like to have. Allow yourself to try new things. Sometimes we have no idea what it is that we want in our lives until we try new things. So if you feel stuck in knowing your next moves because you don't know what you want, give yourself permission with this new moon energy to move forward in trying new things to see how they feel. You don't have to like everything, and nothing has to be forever. The truth is, nothing is forever, and you're not going to like everything. So give yourself permission to explore and try new things on. Let me see if there's anything else that wants to come through for this patience message right now. Some of you are feeling very angry, a lot of anger, a lot of fire element coming up in your being. You may be feeling a lot of fire in your stomach, maybe having a lot of stomach problems because you're not moving that energy through and it's getting stuck. So something that is going to help you during this moment of being patient and waiting is to find a physical outlet where you can move your body, go on walks, start working out, maybe work with a somatic therapist, dance, massage, anything you can do to move that energy through, because I'm feeling like this combustion of fire. It's creating kind of like an acid reflux. It's very uncomfortable. So if that is what you're experiencing as you are being patient, you need to find a physical outlet to allow some of that energy to flow through you. It does turn into anger sometimes. If it's turning into anger, that is a wonderful feeling to explore in a safe way. Write about it. Underneath that anger, there is definitely pain and sorrow and grief that needs to be released. That will help you dissipate some of that fire that you're feeling here in that solar plexus region. Okay, I think that is it for patience, for the message of patience. Now, I'm going to move to the 3 cards for your pick a card oracle card reading. If more than one of these cards is calling to you, go for watching the whole video. Down below are the timestamps to jump forward if you picked card number 2 or picked card number 3. Card number 1, if you picked pile number 1 for your oracle reading, this is from the Goddess Isis Oracle deck. This painting can look a little scary if you don't understand the mythology and the stories of the goddess Isis. She's a green goddess here, nurturing and nursing a baby with a sun disk above her head. And the green represents fertility. The baby represents the nurturing. So she is fertile and nurturing. She is full of life, and she has the power of the sun at her crown chakra. This message says the rising sun. A dark phase and struggle is over. So, pile number one, if you just came through a dark phase in your life and you don't feel like the struggle is over, know that it is over, and you will start to feel the energy shift of that in the next few days, okay? So, a new phase is upon you, one of hope, one of glory, light, and triumph. It is won through the boldness and persistence that you have been putting forth in your life. You've been through so much now, and victory is upon you. For the divine solar child, a new consciousness within you is born. This is that cycle of transformation. You just went through the life, death, and you're coming through the rebirth now, filled with fertile soil to plant those seeds. So use this time wisely. Think of what it is that you want in your life and plant those seeds of intention. The green here is really cool and interesting. If you didn't know this, the Nile River floods every, I don't know what the date is exactly, but it's around Lionsgate portal. So it's in August when the star Sirius goes above the pyramids of Giza, when that is the alignment of the Sirius star in our planet. The tides in the Nile River flood, and that river is so filled with organic material that it turns that desert into an oasis, and everything starts to blossom in Egypt, because that is when it becomes very fertile and green, and they're able to live off of that fertile ground. So that's why she is a green goddess here. If you picked card number one and you're not feeling it, just know that it is coming. It is your time. You are going through the cycle of rebirth. So nothing's going to be like it was before. You will have the wisdom from your past experiences to understand how to make wise choices, but you are going to have a lot of new activity in your life. So it's a very exciting time for you. Card number one. Card number two, the Shallow and Master from the Angels and Ancestors Oracle Cards Guidebook. Take a look at this picture, how it resonates with you. You see he's like a ninja fighter, but he has a praying mantis on his hand. He knows when to move, when to sit still, how to focus his energy, how not to deplete his energy, when to keep it. So this is a message for you to slowly and steadily breathe and flow. Take a gentler approach in your life. Understand what it is in your life that takes a lot of energy. Is that how you want to spend your energy? If you are in need of a lot of sleep and restoration right now to pursue your dreams and goals, it is wise not to overexert yourself in other ways that will be taking away from the energy you need to move forward. For the person who picked this card, you are going through a process of maturing into that wise sage who knows better. When they sit and stop and say, no, I'm not going to move forward right now. And a lot of people may not understand you if that's what you're saying, but you know your body, you know what you need, you know how to restore yourself and what depletes you. This is a card of discernment, maturity, and being a master energy worker. If you pick this card, you may be drawn to work with people through energy work right now. Yes, go ahead, take that step, take those classes, and use this new moon in Sagittarius to explore new modalities and ways to help people heal. You have already gone through enough to know how to work with life force energy. Or maybe you've been doing it for a long time and you've been scared to show yourself publicly. Now it's time for you to take that next step and use your energy wisely. Let's see if there's another message for you here. You're being guided to flow like water. Flow like air and connect with your purest intentions. Don't feel that you need to rush ahead. Here's that patience message again, right? A gentler approach will be more fruitful and rewarding. Move with subtlety and grace. Reach high, but also ask yourself how you can move with the flow of life rather than pushing against it. Do you have the capacity to refocus your gaze at this time? Can you slow down or take more time to soften and breathe as you move forward? All of this will be incredibly beneficial for what happens next. Card number 3. If you picked card number 3, this is the Starseed Oracle by Rebecca Campbell and Danielle Noel. It's a beautiful, let's see if you can see it. A beautiful card. It says, "Fall into my arms." Surrender, holding the opposites and extremes of life. This card is actually telling you, pile number 3, that it is okay to feel the pendulum swing from crazy, crazy busy to nothing at all, to I am so angry and pissed off at the world, to I love everyone and everything. When the pendulum swings so wide like that, this is how we find balance. And it comes like this, and then it finds the center. And you do not know the balance of that wide swing unless you've reached both pinnacles that are so high. The same is true for your boundaries. Do not be scared to allow exploration in your life because you are trying to be this perfect little box of doing it right. This is a lot of you who picked this card may be healing perfection at this time. Noticing and being aware of where you have been constraining yourself and basically cutting off the flow of magic and life by being a perfectionist. When you are so tight and rigid like that, there is no space for movement, no space for error. And this card is saying you need that space for error. You need to find the pendulum heights of the sad, sad, sad and the happy, happy, happy in order to find the balance. And this is the cycle of life that goes through these spirals. As it spirals, we learn. And that's what life's about, is learning. So don't be afraid to learn. Don't be afraid to allow yourself to, drop into those feelings. Allow yourself to feel and fully experience the moment that you're in without judging that feeling. When we judge our feelings and we say, if I am having negative feelings, I'm not going to manifest because I'm not being positive. Actually, what you're doing there is cutting off the flow of seeing the magic because you're staying here, staying here. But you need to see the full spectrum to have the wisdom and truth of finding your inner joy and happiness and being okay with letting go of things that are not in your control. Let me see if there's anything else in this card. Let's see. This Starseed Oracle asks to place the card on your heart. So right now you can put your hand on your heart and say these words: I am ready to embrace the extremes of my life. I lay all that I'm carrying onto the Great Mother's altar and fall completely into her arms. It's okay to let go. You are held wildly, beautifully, safely by the divine. You are not being punished for experiencing any emotions that are not positive. You will not be punished. You are just cutting off your experience of wholeness in that way. Just give yourself permission to really enjoy and experience the extremes of life. They're going to happen. Let go a little. Allow yourself to be like water and flow. And be patient when you find yourself in those feelings, in those places that don't feel good, right? Because they are so necessary as well. If we were always in the sun and didn't have the rain, we would wither and die. If we were always in the rain with no sun, we would drown. There would be no life. These are ways for you to reflect and see how nature is so wise in its balance to let yourself explore as well. If you want a personal reading, please go to my website, jessicaerie.com. And I am so happy that you guys are here being the receivers of these messages, because it allows me to fully be myself in these moments. It feels so good. So have a wonderful week and happy Thanksgiving. Take care.